Hello everybody, Dr. Mel here. No, I'm not trying to be sexy or anything. It's just hot down here. I'm broadcasting here from Costa Rica. And we're going to talk about tear gas and its use in law enforcement. It was the late 80s and in the 70s, a period in the 70s and the late 80s, I went through my peace officer training. And there was a whole course at the academy on tear gas usage. And while we were sitting in class, I noticed the instructor who was teaching the class, whose name I have no idea who it is right now, part of the cadre of the law enforcement peace officer training. And he was teaching the class, and I noticed, how his hands were, they were a little shaky. Okay, and he just was acting kind of weird. He was almost acting like he had the DTs, the detox, the little shaking that alcoholics get or heroin addicts get, or somebody who's going through a nicotine fit, how they start quaping and shaking and act a little nervous. Anyway, throughout the class, I was just noticing this, taking my attention away, of course, from the material in the class. During the day, it was an all-day class, and right before lunchtime, we had to he put a little tear gas on our finger. We're supposed to rub it under our eyes to just experience that effect. So he quickly and voluntarily showed us what we were supposed to do. And he's holding this little canister around, a little canister sample that women carry around with them in their purses. So he was holding it out, playing with it, fiddling with it, moving it from hand to hand, side to side, showing it, demonstrating it, both hands. So when he was going to show us, he sprayed a little bit on his finger, which, mine always had a pretty good movement to it, like an Alzheimer's patient. So he put it on, he showed us what he expected, and you would expect him to go, oh, my eyes are burning. But, it was like he got calmed after that. It was amazing that it was the effect like a drug. It had that kind of effect on him. Once he had it in his system again, he calmed down and started acting normal. Then he was acting a little more normal. Then it was our turn to line up, and he went by, sprayed a little bit on us. We put it under our things, and we went to lunch at that time, crying, screaming, yelling, the pain, and that whole bit. But it was just a little sample of what we were in for, because after lunch we were supposed to change into our PT clothes. They drove us out to this abandoned house that they use for training. And they set off a couple canisters within this house, and of course he led us through without a gas mask. And we were all lined up. We had to grab the guy in front of us, because it was very smoky in there. And he led us, and we walked through slowly. We were not allowed to run through. That's why we had to grab the guy in front of us, and the guy behind us grabbed the back of our shirts, and we walked through slowly this building, this abandoned home they use for training, full of tear gas. And I'm telling you, it's one of the most uncomfortable, painful situations I've ever been in. When we got out on the other side, we were just gasping. You can't breathe in deep. And they tell you that don't hold your breath, because if you hold your breath and you go for that deep breath afterwards, you're bringing that chemical, tear gas chemical, inside of you, deeper into your lungs, and it's going to hurt more. You want to take short, shallow breaths as you're passing through, and do not hold your breath. So that's what we did. And on the other side, everybody's gasping and crying and cheering and complaining and going through their whole routine, and the instructor was acting pretty normal because he got his fix for the day. This stuff is addicting. It is addicting. It carries the same effects as alcoholism, nicotine, heroin, all that kind of stuff, because it does dissipate in the body pretty rapid. The only cure and the best way to get rid of the tear gas effects is fresh air. Water don't help. Water doesn't help one bit. But fresh air, open your eyes, start breathing in again, breathing in fresh air, getting the wind, getting some air passing through you to clean out this chemical in your body. So about 10-15 minutes is a very painful, very agonizing, and when it's gone, it's gone. It's like your whole body is normal. It's a very strange effect. It quickly dissipates in your body, just like quickly addicting causes and chemicals in your body. The dissipation is rapid. So that now makes your body wanting it again because it went through this whole stimulus process. It's probably definitely a stimulant, I would say. I'll get the real chemical name and put it in the description and put some links in there about this chemical. In the video, I'm not getting too detailed here because I just want to get this out like it is. But I'll put more details in there. But this agent, this tear gas agent, is addicting. And this instructor proved it to me. Now, if there's any test out there, who knows? Stuff like this isn't going to get out. But I'm really appalled of the use of tear gas in today's military police state going around the United States of America. Tear gas is meant to be a crowd disbursement aid. You might call it a tool, but a crowd disbursement aid. It is never intended for punishment, like the police were doing with the Occupy Wall Street and the Occupy movement, where they line them up on the sidewalk with their hands behind their back in tie straps and handcuffs and spraying it directly right into your face. That's punishment. Law enforcement, peace officers are not supposed to be implementing punishment on the street. That is punishment. It's not dispersing a crowd when you're on your knees and your hands are behind your back or you're lying on the ground being sprayed with pepper spray, tear gas. That's not disbursement. That is punishment. Law enforcement is not supposed to be implementing punishment. Peace officers are not supposed to be exercising punishment on the streets. That's what our justice system is all about. And the police today are exercising punishment. They are the judge, jury, and the executioner. And this is so wrong. This is the military police state that is in the United States of America, and it's widespread. It's going all across Europe. Is this part of the Agenda 21? Hell yeah. Is this part of the UN objectives? Hell yeah. Is this part of the New World Order objectives? Hell yeah. And we're just sitting by and letting it happen. Tear gas is not supposed to be used as a punishment tool, but as a crowd disbursement aid. And do you remember what happened in Turkey last year during the anti-government protesting, and where the police actually mixed sewage and tear gas in water cannons and blasting it at the protesters? And where did this tear gas come from? Yes, part of the military-industrial complex in the United States. Turkey is one of the largest purchasers of tear gas from the United States of America. I'm Dr. Meno. I'm broadcasting from Costa Rica. Pura Vida.